right, this is going to be part 3 of our notes. We are looking at standard form. So this is the third format that you learn about in Algebra 1. We did slope-intercept form, which you actually learned about in junior high. Then we talked about point-slope form in part 2, which was new to you. And now this is another new to you called standard form. So standard form is written with x and y on the same side of the equal sign. And then a, b, and c are integers. Okay, so that means no fractions. And then usually a is positive. Different textbooks do different things, but most of the time they want that x to be positive when they're doing this, right? So when we graph these, we can do this a couple different ways. We can look at our x-intercept and our y-intercept, which involve a little bit of work. For the y-intercept, we have to replace the x with a 0 and then solve for our y. With the x-intercept, we have to replace the y with a 0 and then solve for x. Our slope is the values from a and b. So we do negative a divided by b, and that will give you your slope. All right, so let's talk about what this looks like. Okay. So we've got our standard form, ax plus by equals c. So our a is 3, b is negative 2, and c is negative 4. So our slope is negative a over b. So negative 3 over negative 2, which means this is just positive 3 over 2. So we're going to be going up and to the right. Now for our y-intercept, we're going to replace our x with a 0 and then solve for y. Okay, so that cancels out. That's just a 0, and that means I need to divide both sides by negative 2. So I get y equals 2. So our y-intercept is 0, 2. So notice I just did c divided by b. So we're going to make ourselves a note that that will give us our y-intercept. Okay, so for our x-intercept, we replace the y with a 0, and then we solve for x. So negative 2 times 0 is 0, that's gone. Then I need to divide both sides by 3, and I get x equals negative 4/3. Okay, so my x-intercept is negative 4/3, 0. All right, so to find the x-intercept, we did c divided by a. All right, so that's some shortcuts that we can remember for our next time. All right, to plot this, I'm going to plot the stuff that's easy to use. Fractions are not easy to graph, but I do have the point 0, 2. So I'm going to graph 0, 2. And then now I can use my slope. I said I was going up 3, right 2. And then to go backwards, I'll go down 3, left 2. And then draw my line through. All right, so let's look at another one. So we have ax plus by equals c. All right, so remember, if I just have a variable with no number, it has an invisible 1 that multiplies it. So this means a is 5, b is 1, c is 3. So my slope, remember, was negative a over b. So this will be negative 5 over 1, which just equals negative 5. Okay? That means my line is going to be going down 5 and right 1. My y-intercept, We said the shortcut was C over B. So this will be negative 3 over 1, which is just negative 3. So my y-intercept is 0, comma, negative 3. My x-intercept was C over A. So this will be negative 3 over 5, which doesn't simplify. So my x-intercept is negative 3/5, comma, 0. All right, so let's graph. Once again, graphing with a fraction's hard, so I'm going to use the other point, 0, negative 3. And then from here, I'm going down 5, right 1. I don't have enough room to go down 5, right 1. So I'm going to start going backwards. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 1. Okay, and then that's all I've got the room for. All right, so on example 11, we've got ax plus by equals c. So our slope, remember, is negative a over b. So this will be negative 7 over 1, which is negative 7 for our slope. Our y-intercept is c over b. So this will be negative 3 over 1, which is negative 3. So that is the point 0, negative 3. And then for our x-intercept, that is c over a. So this will be negative 3 over 7, which is just negative 3/7. So this is the point negative 3/7, comma, 0. All right, so to go through and graph, we can graph our y-intercept at 0, negative 3. And then our slope is going down 7, right 1. I do not have enough room for that to happen, so I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go up 7 and left 1. And then those are the only two dots I can fit. And then I draw my line through my points. Okay, for example 12, we have ax plus by equals c. So remember, x and y have an invisible 1s. So our slope is negative a over b. So this is negative 1 over negative 1, which is positive 1. So our slope is 1. Our y-intercept is c over b. So negative 5 over negative 1, which is 5. So that's the point 0, 5. And our x-intercept is c over a. So negative 5 over positive 1, which is negative 5. So this is the point negative 5, comma, 0. All right, so graphing what we have, I've got negative 5, 0, and then I've also got 0, 5. If I wanted to fill in any points in between, my slope was a 1, which means I also have points on all of my corners.